describe this. It's a tracing wheel. You just trace stuff. Don't give me a line at the moment. So welcome to Taraluvdiva Styles. And today I just decided to create a series. And the series is based on sewing. It's based on sewing. So with that being said, I'm going to give you a brief description about me, a few questions people have been asking me, and then I'm going to get into basic things you need as a beginner, because I've learned a lot in the year, 2 years that I've been back sewing. I've been sewing, once again, we'll get to that in a second. We're also going to do a little, what you gonna call this, a little tour of my little sewing area. Oh, but before then, let's get into this unboxing that someone sent me some stuff off of Amazon. Thank you, Anna. I will put your name here. I don't want to butcher your last name, but thank you so much for my gift. Okay, it's a little heavy. I already opened so we can save the trouble of trying to open it. Let's get these little bubble things out of the way. Ooh. Let's take it out the box first, because the box is throwing off my lighting. Oh my God, look. Okay, let's start off with the first thing that I pulled out. It has like vintage design on the front. Oh my God, this is so cute. This little basket. Basket of what? That's the question. Oh. Oh, look. It has the fabric pins. You use this to pin down your fabric. Pins. Clips to hold your fabric. This is so cute. I'm just loving this little basket thing. Then we have here about 4 different scissors. It's an 8-inch scissors, soft grip handle, protects, without my glasses, we're trying to read. Protect, oh no, it's not says protect, it says perfect for office, school, and cutting fabric. Awesome. This is so cute. Now this one here, this, and she said she sent something else, but it hasn't came yet, and it's the eraser, not eraser, the fabric chalk. Now this here, it's Sew Book, sewing, the sewing book. Let's get it together. The sewing book. It says Allison Smith. It has tools, fabric, how to use patterns, projects for home and to wear. More than 300 step-by-step techniques. This is the new edition. This is a hardcover. OMG. And this is the back of it. We're going to do a whole separate video just going through this book, knowing the basics. And on the back, in the back of it, I'm loving it because it has an index. So if you're trying to figure out how to do, it has A to Z index on, like if you're looking to look for, let's give an example. Let's go to ruffles. Let's learn how to do ruffles. This is only going to be a short part of what this book is about, and then we're going to go into details on this book really soon. Ruffles, page 142. Let's go to 142. Ooh. I'm in love with this book already. I'm in love with this book. 141. And if you don't know anything about me, I am that type that will use what I have. Okay, that's not ruffling. Oh, 142, my bad. It's showing you here the details, to talk about it, and then the details on how, to show you pictures on how to do the ruffles. So that's what this book is for. Oh my God, I'm in love with it. Now, let's get into knowing about Tara. The questions. How long have I been sewing? I've been sewing since I was a little girl. I used to have a Barbie doll. And my stepfather used to, you know, summertime come in New York City, he'd cut his pants. So I take the bottom of his pants, legs, and cut it up and make a dress for the Barbie doll. Or his plaid shirts that we all hated. I used to cut that up and make Barbie doll clothes with it. Then I started making pin cushions. I mean, little pillows. I was about 7, 8, 9-ish. 7, 8, 9. Yeah, around about that time. I used to do that a lot. And then as I got older, my sister, she was into modeling. May she rest in peace. She was a beautiful soul. That just made my heart skip a beat thinking of her. Woo. She taught me a lot. She taught me how to braid hair. She taught me how to sew in hair. She taught me how to model. She taught me about different things. She also taught me how to sew. She gave me a needle and thread, and she helped me sew the jeans together, because I used to use like tape to tape the dress around the doll. But that was me in a nutshell. I love to sew. I love doing a lot of things, but sewing was my thing. Fashion is my passion, but I didn't pursue it that long. But I was in it for a minute, but as a model, but not as a fashion designer. I don't consider myself trying to be a fashion designer. I just love fashion. That brings me to the second question someone asked. What is my style? My style changes a lot. Back in the 80s, I was a Madonna, Cyndi Lauper, and the other chick type style. Google Madonna back in the 80s. And Cyndi Lauper back in the 80s, that was my style. Then I hit the 90s, I was the dress shirt with the little tie. I was that person. And business. Oh, I love business suits. That was my thing for women. It's so sexy. The pencil skirts, that was my thing. Fast forward until I hit my late 20s. I was into vintage, like those black and white movies. Back in the days, I was into the black and white movies. Oh my God. Watching the dresses, you know, those big dresses at the bottom and suck you in. And oh, those was my style. That was my style. So I was into that style. I never really wore it as much as I think about it now. I should have, but now we are in fast forward. My kids are out the house. I can do what I want to do, have time to do what I want to do, because raising 6 kids, running a business, being a parent, a school parent, meaning I was part of the school. Everything my kids did, I was there for it. I was on the PTA meetings. Fast forward, kids are out the house. None of my kids are out the house. No, before they started leaving out the house, I started looking at thrift store stuff, because I'm a thrift. Oh Jesus, thrifty. I'm a thrift store person. I shopped thrift store before it became popular on social media. I was a thrifter. I love going into thrift stores, getting thrifty clothes. There's a video up before this one, I believe. When you go into a thrift store, you see stuff that has names on it that people be like, oh, I'm not going to buy out of a thrift store. That sounds like a you problem. But the reality of it, when the pandemic hit, now you've seen a lot of people in the thrift store. long story short, I love thrifting. I got a Donna Karan suit a couple of years ago. I wore that to death. I love that suit. But the main point of what I'm trying to say is I love thrifting. I love going into the thrift store, buying thrifty clothes. You can change it up, cut it up, fix it, do whatever you want to call with it, which they call that upcycling. Back then we just called it changing the outfit. But I am, to answer your question, my style is, what's the word? Historical vintage to modern. I'm taking old stuff and bringing it modern. Like a nice pencil skirt dress, but bringing, you know, the off the shoulder look type thing. I am bringing vintage to modern. Just combining it. And that's my thing. I love that style. I was always a black and white. I love black and white movies. So I want to mimic, not copy so much, but mimic black and white. I want to do the vintage to modern back in the days, 1940s, 50s looks, and bring it to 2022. If that answered the question. The other question is, what did I use when I started sewing? Now this is when I'm gonna get into, because I just went around to my other videos seeing all the things that I had started off with as a person that loved to sew. As you can see behind me, there are 3 sewing machines. I actually have 4. One of them is a vintage sewing machine. If I can find a picture, I will put it up. It's a vintage sewing machine. I love it. It's a Singer, but it wasn't doing what I needed to do with heavy fabric, because I don't know why, not sure, but anyway. So my sewing machines are Singer, Brother, and I have a Singer. I have a Singer Serger. I love this to death, thanks to my daughters. They just randomly got me a Serger. And I got me a Brother Project Runway. Oh wait, this is the Singer making the cut. I did video unboxing this. I will put it in the card up here. I did an unboxing of the Singer making the cut. If you know me, you know I love watching sewing shows. This one here is the Brother Project Runway limited edition. My favorite one so far. I love it. Then we have the Singer. That's a beginner's sewing machine. It's the Singer. I forgot the name of it. I will put the link down below. I want to say thank you to the person that sent that to me. So we got that out the way, which is the sewing machines. I have 3. Yes. You don't need all 3 sewing machines. You pretty much just need one. You can start off with this one here. A starter sewing machine is this one here. I will put the link down below. When I get into another video talking about sewing machines, that once you start learning sewing, because we are learning with Tara. This is, oh, that's what I was calling my channel series. Come learn with me sewing. Something like that. We'll title it in a minute. So the next thing is fabric scissors. Now, thanks to Anna, she got me some fabric scissors here. I have the red ones here, and I also have the blue ones right here. And the reason why I'm not taking all this down to show you is because I don't want to put all this mess back, to be honest. So the fabric scissors, you should always have separate scissors from your kitchen scissors to cutting paper scissors to fabric scissors. Find different ones. I will put the link down below to a couple of scissors that I have here. A seam ripper. I should have got that out. Let's get my little handy dandy bucket here. Okay. Instead of trying to stick myself, just pour it all out. I I have 2 seam rippers. The small one that came with one of the machines, and then you have this one here, seam ripper. It's a must. Oh my God, you should have this. Yes, because you're always going to mess up. There's no behind it. Like if you're sewing and it gets snagged and you need to pull it apart, the seam ripper is the best. Small scissors snapping. That's not what it says. Small scissors for snipping thread. Now, this here, you just hold it and you snip the thread. Like when you're sewing something and you just want to snip the thread, easy, easy peasy. This thing here, I'll put it in the link. That everything I am mentioning will be in the link down below. Seriously, it will be in the link down below. I'm gonna take my time with this video because, like I said, this is a series I'm doing. Measuring tape, I have a lot. This one, I have the blue one, I have the other white one, and then I have some more in my drawer there. Measuring tape. Steam iron, you need a steam iron. My steam iron is on its way. I'll put a picture up of the steam iron and a regular iron. I have a regular iron. I need a new one, so I'm not going to show you that one. Just an iron. You need an iron. An ironing board. My ironing board is put up, but you need an ironing board. Sewing machine needles. Let me get you some sewing machine needles. Now, there are different types of sewing machine needles. I'm just finding out last year. I have the single sewing machine needles here. Now there are different ones, and I'm going to do a whole different video on sewing machine needles. You have the sewing machine needles for universal. Then you have the stretch needles. I didn't know there was such thing as stretch needles, meaning the fabric that stretches and it's really thin. Like I said, I'm going to go into all of that the next video. And some needles for heavy duty. So now I have a lot of different needles here. But we'll get into that in a later video. But I said this one here, sewing machine needles video. Stick pins. I have a lot of stick pins. I'm just showing you these stick pins here. You need these. When you're holding down fabric, you need these here. A pin cushion. I don't have a pin cushion because I have my magnet here. This is from, you know, the card thing that you mount on your thing to put your phone on. This is the magnet from it. This is what I use. But if you want pin cushions, you can use pin cushions. You can make your own pin cushions, or you can go to the store and buy one. Thread. As you can see behind me, I have a lot of thread. We're going to go through threads at a later date, but they're different. There are different types of threads. I didn't know that either. Well, I did and I didn't. I'm starting to learn about threading, different threads for using different threads to use for different types of fabric. Didn't know that either. Fabric marker. No, fabric marking pens or chalk. Like I said, Anne sent me the chalk. That'll be here hopefully today. But I'll show you a picture of that. Tracing wheel. This is a tracing wheel. It just traced the fabric. Don't give me a line how to describe this. It's a tracing wheel. You just trace stuff. Don't give me a line at the moment. A rotary cutter. This is a rotary cutter. This blade is sharp as heck. But this is a rotary cutter. I'm looking to get a different one that has that handle where you push, because this one here is cute. I like it, but it's not as sturdy for my hand. Self-healing cutting mat. Now I have that one up here. That gray thing is a cutting mat. It's not self-healing. I need to get one of those, because this one here, you cut into it, is cut into. Rulers for rotary cutting. I have a ruler up there with that little orange stripe. That's for my rotary cutting, when I'm cutting with the rotary blade. And the sewing book. And the book I just showed you is the sewing book. So that's pretty much it for basic things you need when you start sewing. And I hope this video was somewhat helpful. But like I said, I will get into different things as the series come. I should be uploading my series once a week on Let's Learn With Me, or twice a week. I might do twice a week. Twice a week. I haven't decided what day yet, but we'll be doing the series twice a week, so stay tuned. Also, follow me on my social media pages. Taraluvdiva Styles on Instagram, and my TikTok is, I'll put all the information down below. I don't remember my TikTok, but follow me on my social medias, other social media platforms, so you know when I'm uploading. And thank you for watching. This is your girl Taraluvdiva.